Yeah, so this is micro NQ. So this is a lot slower, beautiful, more controlled than a actual regular contract. It's divided all the way down. So as you can see, normally this would be going $5 per tick, but instead it's going a lot smaller than that. Right? We just move this thing to break even. Perfect. We're gonna ride this thing down as far as we can and see what it does. So the way to move the stop loss is you're waiting for these pullbacks, right? And then a continuation push. So that's a small pullback. You see this is a very tight trend line. That would be, there we go, pushing some more. So we can move that right here. Right, move the stop to right here. And profit. And then you wait again until it pulls back and pushes again. Right, so overall this is up 69. Normally it'll be up a lot more. But I want to show you what micros are and how you can use them and how you can still get your daily profit from that. So we just moved down here. We're at 37 and we're waiting for another pullback and then push down. Hopefully that holds and we can push again. All right, we did. We can put that there. Hopefully it'll go lower low. It looks like it's making a higher low right now. We'll see what happens. Grab a little bit more. If we get stopped, we get stopped. It's all good. Great move. Did amazing. I pulled down from there. Ooh, nice. Can expect a pullback of some sort. And let me see what the overall is, because we're about to go into a sell season pretty soon here. On the higher time frame, on the 5, we got this, and it's coming down to touch this trend line, right? So it's coming down to touch that. That's on the 15-minute. Let's look at what it looks like over here. Look at that continued. Tread a little bit too tight, but it's all good. So we just wait for a pullback. Never want to really chase the market. Here it is. So we didn't miss much, right? We got knocked out about here. It's coming all the way back there. Overall, where's that trend looking? This is like around where that line is. But just wait, because it may be trying to change that trend right here. So now you just wait right here. A lot of times I used to get caught selling back from here, and then it would just buy. Just buy because it's changing the trend, right? So instead, learn from that. And here we go. Right? Instead, it held that. So now it's squaring up. And there we go. Right? So you could take profit there. Why? Because it's squared up with here. I would expect it to pull back again to equal this up, or close to it. Now it could just take off and go up for sure, but if it's going to pull back again, overall we're in some strong down. So I would expect it to come down here. Here it comes. There it is. And then you watch what happens here. Watch what happens here. See if it holds it. Or see if it's going to continue that downtrend. Because the downtrend is stronger right now anyway. So it looks like it held it. So you hit it. Keep it nice and tight. And now we're pushing again. There we go. So hopefully that'll take a higher high. If not, since we're in a strong down, then we can, just keep that real tight. That's plenty of a pullback. So you see how I touched this again, this trend line again? And then Jetta, you see that? There you go. Very, very, very little drawdown. Very little drawdown. And we're just dealing with micros, you know what I mean? So we could trail that pretty close. We really want to wait for a pullback and trail it behind that. That's pushing really good. So you guys can see how structure does this. And it does it on a regular basis, so look at that. Just pushing. So put that right there. And it knocks out. Right? So zoom out a little bit and look at what the overall is. Maybe head back to the minute. See what the overall looks like. This could be just a 1 minute pullback. Again, we're on a small time frame there. So what do we see? We see lower high here. And we see that it may be around here somewhere that it's pushing up to. This is what it's bouncing off of right now. So let's just see what it does. It's gonna decide right here. This is in the middle. It's deciding right here. Let's see what it does. We haven't even really taken into account much of anything. outside of just the structure. But now as we wait, we can see that we're kind of waiting on something. That's the extendo one. So what does it look like on the 5? Looks like it just held that. And it's making this decision right here. Again, we're in a much stronger down, so you don't want to get caught up in that buy. But we can see it go to here. And there it is. Now overall for the day, what we really want to see is let's look at it on the regular chart. What do we see? Okay. See how it's playing with these levels perfectly all day. Bing, 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 back and forth. Bing, back and forth. The original entry I had was up here. Kind of waited for it to hit this and then got in. That was a great move. Because we're dealing around the 200, so that's why it's looking like that. Let's be more clear. It's really staying in between these two, up the street and down the street. Basically went up the street 1, 2, 3 times, and then down the street 1, 2 times. Not very far. Then it tapped these take profit levels and then just, came back inside. So we're in a chop day. And if we look at the next one, this is why I gave you guys 3 of them with different scenarios in them. Let's read the other one. What is it doing? Well, let's look at it on the 1. And that's clear. All the dotted lines are just take profit areas. All the dotted lines and these take profit areas, and then all the dashed lines are stronger take profit areas. So that's what you see. Okay. So we're inside of homework and gym, and when we're inside homework and gym, all we know is that it's going to be bouncing from one to the next. It's going to be bouncing from these levels, and it'll go home, or bounce from this level, it'll go to work if it's pushing enough. Yesterday was a huge day. That's why this is huge. So if you look on a higher time frame, yesterday was huge. So now we're just playing in between these. Right. Look how big this day was. From here, and we got entries up there. Down to here was 679 pips. Then it bought from down here all the way back home and all the way up to here, which was 460 pips. Right? Look, now it's crossing up the street. So that was US 30. What do we see in Nas? Let's go back to the other one. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang. Look at that. It just sold down to up the street and touched it. It looked like it's finally trying to make its move. And where did it sell off of? Right here, perfectly. So that means our sell continued. We don't sell off up the street. What did it do? It just came from work and it's on the way home. So here we go. So let's head back over here. Look at that, right? So if we were watching, we would have seen what we would have seen. That's what it would have looked like. Again, we didn't want to get caught up in the buys. What did it do? It held, it pushed that right there, and then just took off the other way. So now we got lower high right here, 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 and it's making another trend. It's a very tight one. It's dropping off pretty quick. So we don't want to chase it. It could drop off right there, but we really don't want to chase it. So let's wait for a decent pullback. There it is. This is why we don't want to chase it. Wait for a decent pullback, and then we can tap in. And it'll be trying to go home. Big pullback. That's perfect. But look at the trend line. It basically pulled back to the bigger trend line. That's why we zoomed out. It sold off of that crazy. See? Let's check the one. See it more clearly. See that? Bang, bang, ding. Very, very close to that, just like that. So even if it was this, that outside came back in this. So now we're waiting. This might be good right here. Has a little resistance. And there it goes. Flush right in. You see that? Why? Because it's the bottom of this. It touched here before. So this turned into a resistance where it can bounce off from. And so now if these are regular contracts, we'll be up extremely a lot right now. We'll be up. But again, we're in micros and we're chilling. But you see how you can make your money with micros as well. And get your reps in, get your practice in. You can see the market clearly. You know, that's perfect. So now what are we doing? We're waiting for it to break this little side right here. This part right here. Hopefully it does. Doesn't have to. Just being a bit patient. Let's see if it does right now. Easy going to break. Easy going to break. Look like it's struggling there. And sometimes you just want to take that profit right then and there. But we'll see. Let's get something out of it at least. I still haven't figured out how to just double tap this thing perfect yet. There you go. Probably on the dotted line right there. There you go. Took out 18. It wasn't ready yet. Just yet. Maybe it is, and maybe I trailed it too much. But we'll see. Nope, it wasn't ready yet. Nice pullback there. And we can probably tap right here too. And see what it do. Right back into profit. And we got to make sure we pay attention to this little part right here, because it may again turn around into a little mini buy trend. We'll see if it breaks it or if it just buys up from right there. Hope you guys see what I'm talking about. I'm taking out because I feel like it's going to buy from there just because it's struggling. If it drops off, no worries. But yeah, it's buying from there. See? But now you can see how you could be surgical in this. And all you do is just make sure that this was another little spot right here, you see? Lower high. Pay attention here. It may break this and go, but it looks like it's trying to now, for real. Again, we're not going to chase it, but you can see how you could have tapped that and check on it. It's dangling off the cliff. Let's see what it's going to do. But all you do is just wait. You set up the alerts and you wait for these alerts to come. And then you play this game right around those alerts. That's what you do. Right? Now it's crossing up the street. So these are particular places where something's happening. And when you know something's happening, you know you're in the right spot. And this is a game you play inside of that. Now, if you're on just the regular chart, the actual system, that's a naked 5 second, but you can see it. But if you go to this third one, I'll show you again. Here we go. I haven't shown you that. But this third one is how you play that game. It allows you to play it perfectly. Right? So you see where you would have sold here. Right? Getting back into that trend. You see it pull back. It's going to sell off of one of these levels. Bang. Remember, this was the micro trend. Then it pulled back more. Sold back. This is your ability to see that game being played all day. So you get the notification that it's at a particular spot, and then you come over here and you play this game. And the trend line is nice and clean. Each one of these bricks is 5 pips. 5 pips. For an NQ, this is what it looks like. It's the same, you see? And you're just looking for a solid trend. You wouldn't be in here. Why would you be in here? Because it's not defined. You'd rather be in something like this. It's more defined, it came back, and then you're finding places to actually higher, low, right? Push. Look at that. Here's a sell-off right here. So we're paying attention to this right here to see if this will break. This, and this. See if this breaks. And then we can start selling that again. If this turns into the highest high and it holds this, then we're selling off. And it looks like we're trying to. So we're going to go with that. And then profit. Literally seconds. See if this can drop off nice. Be careful here, because it just squared up. And we are melting. So let's break this even right here, just in case. Why? Because it could hold this one. See that? Now I just pulled back behind our entry, but we broke even. So now we're getting an even better spot if it's going to continue this trend. So let's see if it does. It's right in between this one and this one. So now it's going to decide. All right, let's go with that. Big struggle right there. Big struggle right there. Look at that drop off. But you can see the struggle there, right? So we're gonna keep it light again. Break it even. If it's gonna take it out, we'll just be getting a better spot. Just took it out. Let's tap a little better spot. Probably got the same spot there. Right back in the profit. Now we're selling off. Ooh, right back. What time is it? This is news. What is going on? Let's hop out of here. Let's hop out of here. Again, overall, we're going home, so. Oh, drop off. Here we go. Good. It helps be going in the right direction. Knowing what's going on the overall. Up 40 here. That's a huge That's a big move. If we're on regular contracts, a couple of them, that's a bag. So let's go to the higher time frame, see some targeting. What we got? We'll wrinkle it up. I don't see nothing over there. Here's a pullback. Let's wait for that to continue to push. I wouldn't mind taking some of that. But again, we going home, so let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Good push. Just put the trail right there. It's not much, but you're just gonna go with the structure though. Now these are wrinkle, and again 5 pips at a time, 5 ticks at a time. If you look at the settings, symbol 4. Here we go, 4 ticks at a time. So each one of these bricks is 4 ticks. And it's just pure market structure. So it's not any noise, it's not time based, it's not going to solidify a brick unless it's moved that much in the market and 5 seconds have passed. If the market don't move more than 4, then it's not going to make a brick. A whole brick. See if it's going to make a lower high. Now, if I'm looking at the regular chart, then I would see these levels that it's bouncing off of and just take profit at the levels. But that's not what I'm doing right now. I'm just showing you inside on this 5 second with nothing else how this thing is really cooking. Oh, look at that jet. Ooh, right back down. Ooh. So it looks like I'm trailing too closely. That's all. But it's all good. Back up into heavy profit. I say heavy profit only because of the distance. Now again, we're in micros, so we can relax in it. But comfortable playing this game. We're headed home. I don't think we've been in drawdown for more than a few seconds out of this entire time. And we're not even looking at the overall map as we're doing it. But we can see pure structure over and over and over again. Gonna break that even. And now We're just going to pay attention to see if this is going to buy back up from here. This is an obvious level. Let's look at it and see what level this is. Look at what we would have seen. Bang. Perfect. We would have pulled it from maybe up here somewhere. Got down to here. It retested. Right? This is where we got tapped out at. Came back down. Came back down again. Hit this. And now we up here. So you can see how, look, and we're at another trend line. So this is a good time to hit. Bang. In profit. Wow. You see? You see? It's that. It's that. Now you pay attention here because it's it may be buying off of this part. And it did, you see? It did. So I'm going to take that right there. Because again, it may buy right off of this part, and you don't want to be in drawdown. So I don't care for that. That's a toss-up. I'm not with it. And you see it respected it. So now we don't have any. See how it's pinching in like that? It's pinching in, pinching in, pinching in. It's doing that here too, so it's going to break out from here. Okay. We don't want to chase, but this is it breaking out. Wait for a little pullback. Here's the pullback. I'll tap that and see what it do. Oh, still pulling back. No bueno. Well, that's the breakout. That is the breakout right there. The beautiful thing about micros is it's so small that even when you make it, this is the first mistake of the day. And it's a breakout mistake. But what you're supposed to do is just wait for the breakout to happen. And go from there. It went back to this trend line. I could tack a couple right here for that trend line. Again, overall, I'm looking for sales. So there we go. See if we could tap right back into break even here. And it's at break even. Well, $3. There we go. And we're in profit. So let's break that even. Oh. You don't want to get greedy there. Because it still might buy up from there. We just did that to break even. And look at that. It did. You see? This would be a spot here. And we're tapping for this break even. this. Wow, 200, 500, 600, 700. Look at that. Let's take that. And now we're selling. Where was it? Right off of this trend line. Bang. But now you see, that didn't go very, very far at all. But you see how much money was in there. And this is why I was saying big, big moves. Because the other moves that we were in went way further than that. We just didn't we didn't have a lot of leverage in them. But yeah, that's it. So we'll leave it at that. And you guys can go from there. But I hope that you learned, that you can see this market structure, and you can see it how I see it on a regular basis and fly into profit plenty. You just wait for clean market structure. This is not clean market structure that I'm doing right here. I'm just looking for this shoulder to sell off of that, for it to sell off of that. Why? Because it's squared up on the downside. And here it is. So let me see what it does right here. If not, you just take the mini loss, pay some taxes, and leave it like that. We're in profit, we're out of profit. It's a particular spot. Dollar. See if that's going to play out. There it is. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What's the drop off? Here it come. Bang. Now you know how much that is with some bigger volatility. Bigger leverage. We just saw it flash 700 from a move just like that. See if it's going to tap this higher low and jet from there. Give it a little bit of room to breathe. I'll take it. Let's get it. Yeah. Do it. Do it. Before I take away, I'll add to it. There we go. Let's melt. Took out one of them. That yanked back pretty quick. Let's see if it's going to set up and continue from here. And we'll break it even. We'll leave it like that. But overall, this is what it looked like. That's elite scalping. And this is the cost of figuring all that out. Right there. That's the cost. At 26 and some change. No problem. Look at that. It didn't hold. Great break even. And we could just leave it right there. And that's what we'll do. So hopefully that helps. Let's see what happened on a larger scale, on the system itself. This was that. Ooh, look like we coming. Come on, we got it. Hold on. Look to the left. We got all of that. Just trying to do it. Look at what it peeled off of. One of those levels. So, bang, bang. Big picture. Here we go. What do we see? We bought into this previous high over here. Sold off crazy. Dropped under the 2. Went to work. Came from work. Was headed home. Hadn't even got home yet. But we will. We are on this level, this hourly level, which is why it's peeling back right now. That makes sense. Look at this. This is how much easier it makes it as well. You got top-down analysis right here on all the different time frames, giving you just more confirmation. You got this pressure down here, fam trending. This is what you'd be trading in. And it's almost home on the 15. So guess what? What is this going to be doing? Selling. Just like that. Squaring up. Wait for a pullback. Here's the pullback. Wait for it to line up with that trend line. This is a trend line too, though. So don't be fooled. 1, 2, 3. It just respected it. We're just hoping that it starts this one. There, we'll do that. Let's see what it do. Only because we're expecting sales back to this home. And that's our bias, the pressure is sales. They respected that trend line, you see. And we may peel from somewhere in here. If we're going to peel, we might not. You see, it's higher lows right now. If we sell, it's going to be vicious. Don't have to add, don't have to be extra. Could just relax in it. Still respecting these trend lines. So this is a real particular point between this resistance and this trend line. Now if this breaks, you can expect to shoot down quick. We're going to break it even and hope that we'll get a better entry. If it don't hit it, then we lit. There we go. You see? Pull back up. Give us a better one. There it is. Same one. Bow. Look at that. Ooh. Yes, Lord. Mm-mm-mm. Wow. There we go. Now this is vicious. It's going home. Wait for the higher low. I mean the lower high. Could be right there. And it was right there. You see? Elite scalping. Look at that. Now if we were loaded up, that would be at least 800. Sitting right now. It's struggling right here. So take it on out. Wait for another pullback. It said no. That was the pullback. Gone. Woo! Yep. 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 Nice. Nice. Look at that. And on that note, sheesh. On that note, we're gone.